Okay, we're live now, everybody. Had to reschedule the interview that was supposed to take place before my current guests. That's going to now take place tomorrow. But today, this afternoon, I am joined by a band that I'm fairly new to. Only been listening to them for maybe about a month now, and very much into it. It's right up my alley. It's heavy. It's melodic. It's non-compromising. The guys just hit the ground running and they don't let up. Uh, I want to emphasize how much emphasis there is on the dynamics with my guest Cascade Effect and the music that they put forth for the listeners to hear. Really great stuff. I'm a huge fan. Can't wait to dive into all that and talk about it and hear what you guys are about.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, and thank you for Tamika. Hopefully, I say her name right. For helping setting this up as well. Love working with her and getting this going. So, well, guys, hopefully your days have been good, and hopefully this is a lot of fun for you. I'm going to do my best to get a lot of people coming your way. That's my goal for every one of these. I just want to get at least one more fan, one more like on your socials. I'm happy. Nice. So just out the gate, let's say what you guys do in the band. I know what you guys do in the band, but for my viewers, go ahead and let them know.
I'm Dustin, and I'm the vocalist.
You go. Sean,
Bobby,
guitar.
Bobby, bass, B&B.
Right on, right on.
This is like the
I gotta say, Bobby.
Like...
Yeah, that's how it looks, man. I think that all the time. Bobby, really quick, I want to say your low end, it hits the chest.
Awesome, thank you.
It's great. I love it when the bass hits that way. That's one of my when it's like washed out, you can't really feel it or hear it. I get a little sad.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Sheepish shout out. That would be my Dingwall basses. So
sweet.
And the Bergantino.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, definitely sounds great. Sean, you sound great. Dustin, thanks, you impressed me too, man. Like you honestly, and hopefully this is a compliment. You do remind me a bit of the guy from Soulfly when you do your thing.
Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that, but
really?
I'm not mad at that. No.
Good.
Yeah, I was like thinking about it, and then I had to go back and listen to Soulfly, and I was like, I guess I see what he's saying. Yeah.
I mean, I guess, people hear different things, and someone else might hear that and go, Soulfly.
Yeah.
But my buddy JT thinks that there's a bit of die cast in your guys' sound, and I'm like, okay, I guess I can hear that too. Yeah. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and dive into the Cascade story. I've read up on what took place, what caused the band to come together, and it's a really interesting story. What I've read. So for my viewers, whoever wants to start, let's talk about the beginnings.
All right. So it's actually me. Me and the drummer. We're in a band before this band. We had been around in the San Diego scene for a really long time. Sean had also played in bands in the scene, like way back in the day. We played shows together. Same with Bobby. So we all kind of have known each other for a long time, but we were all doing different things. And then all of our kind of other projects like came to a close around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had reached out to Bobby, and I reached out we got Sean in, and then Alec came along, and then I was just like, hey, let's let this thing just grow out and do it whatever it's going to do on its own. Like, I want it to be organic,
Mm-hmm.
And
that's the best way.
Yeah. And since then it's just, been a cascade effect.
And before any of you add something else, I love the I guess the meaning behind Cascade Effect and why you guys went with it. It makes a lot of sense, because life is a constant cascade effect of numerous kinds of things.
Yeah.
And so like describing that for the name and the sound and the writing is like a genius fit.
Thanks.
Well,
man.
it never stops and it never ends. It's just a
Yeah.
cascading effect that goes forever.
Yeah. And when I first saw your name, before I read up and did my own research, I thought it was the Cascade fault line that the reference was for it.
Oh, well, that could be cool too, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Where's that at?
I want to say it's like Washington, kind of into Oregon, something like that.
Yeah, I think it's in northern Washington, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that by that volcano that's like always active or something?
St. Helens, if that's the one you're thinking about. I'm not quite sure. I'm bad with most geography, so.
Yeah, I thought I was badass at geography, and I went for an AP class and fucking did
Bomb.
not do good.
Any of you other guys want to add anything to the Cascade Effect story for the beginnings?
Well, actually, Dustin and I had in the middle of COVID, we had kind of did a collab thing with some friends, and I think we both had really a lot of fun of getting to know each other better, and we worked like peanut butter and jelly, baby. You know, it was just
classic,
smooth. I'm a big fan of smooth.
Yeah, I have something to add for sure. You know, it's funny, like Dustin and whatever he was doing, like in Agori back then, and it's like it's something about like every time I ended up like a project would end or something would happen or someone would die, you know, unfortunately, like I kept finding myself back with Dustin, and that happened several times. It happened with Agori for a little while, and then I was just talking to my buddy Brett last night, and Brett and Dustin was at a Periphery show at the House of Blues, and a buddy of ours, Esty, he puts on these Pantera tribute shows where like all the musicians come in the town, and so Brett's like, hey, you should get on Dustin's team, and I'm like, oh, tell me more. Like I didn't know anything much about it back then, so it's like I always owe it to you, Dustin, because like you have revived me from I Say the Dead like 3 times, bro. So this is cool. 3rd time's a charm, and like we're fucking smashing this time. It feels like we're only a year and a half new, you know. We've gone a lot farther than some bands ever do in their entire career. So it's kind of wild, dude. And I love this ride. And like you said, organically, like I'm really digging that mode, you know, like to let it just unfold, bro. Like let's just take this ride, you know. I love it. So anyways, I'll shut up now.
No, you can go on as long as you want. I love that. It shows in the performances I've watched. It really shows through when you listen to the music. It doesn't. None of it sounds forced. It's all purposeful. It's it's got that organic feel and sound and look, and that's something that I really love when I find a new band is when I could tell that this isn't. It's not coming from a face place that's I guess fabricated or fake, because a lot of bands come out and they say they're this thing, but then when they're out there, another face shows, if that makes any sense to you. And it seems like they're not really about the music and getting up there and performing, being their own outlet and an outlet for their audience, But with Cascade Effect, being a new fan, it was an immediate thing to notice with the music, your image, how you present yourselves. And I couldn't stop laughing when I watched, I guess you call the promo video for when you're talking about the show you just had. And there's something about anal leakage if you couldn't.
Yes.
And I was like, these guys are right up my alley for their humor, because that's the kind of humor I love.
Sick and twisted. Yep.
Yeah. It's just, that's something that I love seeing with a band. They're not over serious, it's not like an ego thing where like, oh, I'm famous, or well, you treat me this way or that way. You're just Cascade Effect. You're a group of guys and friends that come together and you want to make badass music.
I like that, what you just said, because there is still quite a few, not naming any names, there is still several bands in San Diego that just think they're the hottest shit on the fucking block. And we don't give a fuck about that shit, man. We're like you said, we're just doing what we do, man. Like we don't care about you. Like we don't give a fuck about anybody. You know, well, I mean, let me fix that. We love everybody, but you know, like when it comes to that kind of attitude, we don't play with that, man. That's anyway.
Yeah,
No,
we'll play.
I feel it.
We'll play with everybody.
Yeah.
We just want to put on a. We just want to be known for putting on a kick-ass show. A bunch of cool band of brothers that like to hang out.
Your Rhythmid came in with a comment for Dustin.
That was Alex, our guitar.
Yeah.
Says I look over.
Hey, if you could make it in, Alec, buddy, you're more than welcome if you get freed up, man, to come in here.
I think him and his wife are on a bitchin' vacation right now. I don't know
okay.
what they're doing.
Okay. Well, enjoy.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you're commenting about what you guys have accomplished, only being about a year in, a little over a year in. I mean, that's not even an overstatement. Like Wacken Open Air. I mean, just that alone just kind of blew my mind.
Yeah. Ours too.
Yeah.
I mean, when we went into that battle, like we were in the beginning, we're like, yeah, you know, yeah, we're just gonna have fun, do our thing, you know, same attitude. And then we kept going and advancing and advancing. We're like, wait a minute, like we might actually get this thing, dude. And then we did, and it was like one of those moments. Like I just remember the scream when they said Cascade Effect, and I tears and everything. It was like all these emotions, and it was fun, man. That was something I'll never forget in my life for sure, because it brought us to a huge stage.
No kidding, dude. That's a huge festival.
I think it started with the what if, and then we got to the fuck, we're actually going to Germany.
Yeah.
Each battle was like, hey, you know, let's get to the next battle, and then we ended up playing. I can't remember how many shows till we got to the finals. Like,
yeah, I think it was like 3 or something.
Yeah, it was a trip, man. I mean, for more reasons than one, we didn't go into that thinking we were going to win. Even we're just like, yeah, whatever, we'll have some good shows, maybe, you know. But not only that, but you know, a lot of us have dreamed of going there for years, you know, even to go there, and then we ended up going to play, and that was like the icing on the cake, man. It was awesome.
It was definitely a heavy bucket list for me. I've watched the Wacken streams, and I think the first day we actually got to go inside. Remember, we were all walking around just going, holy fuck. I mean, like you watch the stream, you're like, whoa, it looks kind of big. Then you go, oh my fucking God, this is enormous. Just, you know, I just remember shooting some video panning around, sitting, my buddy goes, I can't believe you're there. I go, dude, this is fucking insane that we're on the holy ground, you know?
Yeah.
And
that's just a joke.
I would not recommend the plane ride, but other than that,
it's long and
yeah, I can imagine the jet lag.
Yeah, that was a little rough, but
it
was really neat, actually. The town we were in, we stayed in Tawning, which is like 45 minutes away, and it was like everything you would imagine, like in the movies, like where you're walking down the street and there's people sweeping and stuff, and then like I think there was an old lady, like it was like almost one of those moments when like these guys are walking down the street and everybody starts shutting their doors and windows and shit, you know, like, but actually it was just the opposite, dude. These people were like whacking, you know, or Wacken, you know, and I'm like, we were like, yeah, they all know about it. Like that thing is, the whole area knows all about that. And they knew exactly where we were heading. They're like, oh, Wacken. But it was all the old ladies out there sweeping and doing their like little stuff, you know, like you'd imagine, and in a small town over there. And then we found this one bar in town because everybody goes to sleep at like 8 o'clock and all the places close. So here we are, like, you know, there's no Jack in the Box, like there's no nothing. And we found this one bar, and this one American guy like owned it, and he took care of us, man. He wanted us to keep coming back, and we had such a good time in there. You know, like he was giving us food and stuff that he had like in the back. I don't know. It was funny.
That's
it was really cool.
Hospitality.
Yeah, we made friends out there. It was great.
We didn't know what it was, but it was like, yeah, just keep bringing whatever this is. Yeah.
That bread cheese thing, whatever it was.
Red onions, ham, and fuck, I don't remember.
You can't go wrong.
Good though.
It was damn good. That's all I know.
I think just about anything we ate out there was like a, oh God, this is so good reaction. Like just everything tastes better. I don't know, it's weird.
My stepdad was over there for a duration of time when he served, and I believe I've heard him say something similar about German food. He's like it's great.
Oh
yeah, hell yeah,
but
really good. I know Dustin was stoked because you have like a bread thing, right? I don't know what it is, but like you were able to eat it, right?
Yeah, like I got gluten sensitivity or gut issues or whatever.
Sorry, that's probably personal.
Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Sean. No.
Yeah, you're welcome.
But I've always heard that like because of the like strains of wheat they use over there, they're like the original strains of wheat, so they don't have the same inflammatory properties to them. So I was like, oh fuck it, I'll give it a try, and I ate some bread, and it was not only the best bread I've ever had, but it was fine. It didn't mess me up.
Yeah, that's good. I love that.
Alex says bratwurst.
Oh, the brats were incredible. Yeah,
can't go wrong with brats,
dude. They were amazing. Yeah, the lines were long for the brats for sure.
Yeah, I just had yesterday for lunch a brat smothered in chili. Yeah,
talking about
that's right.
Yeah, I gotta say though, guys, like I know it was last year, but like congratulations about the Wacken thing, man. Like
thank you.
Bands go for like years and years, sometimes decade or whatever duration of years before they ever play that, or they just don't.
Yeah,
so that's incredible.
I don't know if it was like just good timing or what, but everything that we did that led up to that, I'm just so grateful that it happened, with like there was no master plan for it. We're just like, see what happens, man.
Let the chips fall where they're gonna.
And they all fell into place. And then we're like, wow, dude, like feel really lucky,
Yeah, it makes you wonder what's gonna happen next, What else is gonna fall in your laps that's just that big or bigger?
Yeah.
I mean, with how tireless you guys seem and how determined and just go you are, sky's not even the limit, it would seem.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was thinking one thing that we kind of decided was that wasn't going to be our pinnacle moment going to Wacken. Is we wanted to use that as a stepping stone.
Yeah,
and,
it just inspired us, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was probably like an afterburner, like times 10 to just like get you guys just bloodthirsty for just really seeing what you could accomplish.
Like, dude, for sure.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be lying. It's like we really liked the crowd at Wacken.
I mean, how could you?
Yeah, they were great.
Oh, dude. I mean, I think the beauty is seeing people that our live performance is their first touch or taste of us, and to see all those people just headbanging.
Yeah, they were digging it.
All shapes, all sizes, all races, all colors, just fucking banging heads, man. It was amazing. Dustin crushed that show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking awesome,
and
man.
Dustin noticed that some people in the front were actually singing our song.
Yeah,
Dirge,
so they knew him.
Because at the time we had released Dirge, and then we hadn't even released Fear Romancer yet. And I remember, I think I put an ad in Germany. I don't know if they just found us organically or if it had anything to do with that, but I did place an ad about us, or I paid for some kind of ad on one of our training videos or something. I don't remember what it was, but the funny training videos. But that you were saying, Dustin, that was like an amazing thing to see. I didn't personally see that, but if I had seen that, I would have probably tripped out. Like somebody out there singing our song.
Yeah, no, it was that was like the thing I took away that was most impactful to me, is that, there were people there that had looked us up and been like, oh, I'm going to go check this band out. Yeah, I saw him mouthing the words. I was just like, man, that's fucking cool.
That's
I
a
can
good start.
validation that you guys had to have felt, like especially you, Dustin, like you're saying when you saw that, the validation, like, wow, this far of a reach for a band this, new, and not even, the biggest band there, and people are singing your songs all the way in Germany.
Yeah.
That was
Unbelievable.
I probably wouldn't have even slept that night.
Oh, dude, I think we got. I mean, by the time I went to bed, it was probably like 4 a.m. or 5 or something.
Yeah, I can
I
imagine.
know that was a late night.
You know the endorphins you get, dude. Like they just last all night, and that was like the biggest rush of endorphins I've ever had. It was just like being on crack all night, dude.
I don't know what that's like, but
No,
I can only remember, but yes.
Oh yeah. Bobby will tell us
vaguely.
Back in my day.
Back in my day.
We've touched on some of these that I'm going to break up, and I might move over some of them because they've been kind of touched on adequately. So with Cascade Effect, and I think the answer to this is going to be obvious to me because it's just in how you guys are explaining Wacken and just the experience together so far. Compared to your other bands that you were in, what feels different with Cascade Effect compared to that, besides the obvious?
I think we all have the same goals
for
the most part. Way better communication. That's a good one for me. So it's like, and it's all for one and one for all, really. Yeah. I'm not dragging other people in a previous project to let's go here. It's pretty much, hell yeah, can we make this work?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think what I can say is different for me is having like an entire band of people that's pushing.
Right.
Like all the time. Like I've never had that before. It was always like, I would be trying to implement all this stuff and then
they kind of like pulling dead weight.
Yeah, and they would always be there. They would always, show up and do their part, but I've never had a full band of people that are like, hey, we should do this, we should try this, we should blah blah blah. Hey, I just did this. I'm like, holy shit, like it's amazing how much more you can do with, everybody putting in work,
Yeah, for me, like it's kind of like when you take all of your experiences and wrap it all up into a ball and go, okay, I'm going to take all of this knowledge and experience and put it on a pedestal for this project, because there was a couple of elbow nudges like, hey, this might be our last chance to really try to fucking do something, and so for me this time it's like, yeah, bloodthirsty for it now at this point. And it's like, I'm not getting any younger. So if I don't go hard now, is it ever going to happen? So this is now. This is fucking right now, man. Like, you got to make it the best.
You don't want to be the Rolling Stone members' age and going up there and trying to play the music that you guys play, right?
Or that one guitar player. Yeah. He's like been like a pirate and looking like 80 years old his whole life, but he just like never ages.
Yeah, him and Mick Jagger both they both look like that. It's just I'm just shocked that they even still go, but you know what? More power to them. I mean,
dude,
it's cool to see, man.
Yeah. I respect it. Yeah, I respect it.
Yeah, I respect it too, man.
But that's pretty cool, guys. That everybody pulls equal weight, brings equal things to the table. Maybe one brings more as far as like being one that pushes something, and then like, oh yeah, this was worth it, because you gotta have that a little bit of that push too, because you don't know if it's going to pay off until you do make that push, right?
Well, and
challenge each other, but in a positive kind of way, in a way that's productive.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is all of us seem to have really open minds. If someone comes in with an idea, or the next video, or I don't think we had acting classes in mind when we started it, but we just kind of roll with it, you know. And
Yeah. I took drama. I was in drama. I was always the lead part.
Yeah.
They always stuck me up there, man. But no, about to add to what you were saying, like I've noticed all of us sometimes will plant little seeds in each other's heads. Like, hey, what do you think about this? And then it'll either develop or it won't, you know, but just planting those seeds, like our garden, man, is like a plethora. Sorry, all right. That's a little left over
No,
from last night, Hayes. Anyways, yeah, man, we have a plethora garden, you know? That's what I mean.
That's good.
Yeah. Should also mention, like, my wife too. Like, she's always pushing me. She's helping out. Like, you know, she helped reach out to you to set this up.
Yeah.
You know, she's like, you know, selling our merch and stuff, and like, just there's like a team we got going here that's like.
Really, Alex says our merch maiden.
Merch maidens. Yeah. That's funny. No, yeah, we do have to definitely thank Tamika for a lot of progress, even for this year, because I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this stuff yet, but we do have some really good shows with some really good bands coming up. I don't know. I'll let you guys talk if we're allowed or not. But
damn it!
There's good shit coming up, and it's all a lot of her push that we're getting a lot of this stuff. And I think she even got Escape the Fate for us.
Whoa.
Which was, I think, one of her like first gigs that she pushed really hard on, and that was like dude, in December, 4 days before Christmas.
Wow.
Had it on a Thursday night. Like, how did we get that kind of a crowd there? It was amazing. I mean, obviously Escape the Fate, but I was thoroughly impressed. That was a banger of a show at the Glass House in Pomona. And those guys are cool.
We're gonna be doing we're doing a show with Silosis.
There you go.
Oh, I love that band.
Yeah, at the House of Blues in San Diego.
Dude,
and
that's
we
sick.
just landed that one the other day, and we're really stoked on that. Like, cool.
Yeah, that is a great band to go out with, man. Like 100%. I would travel to see that show.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet that guy, man. I started watching more of his videos and stuff, and he's got a lot of his own personal stuff he does, and he's very talented. Yeah, very talented. Great writing too. I dig it. I dig it a lot. Are they from like England or something like that, or like, because he had a pretty heavy accent when he talks?
I can't recall where he's from or where the band is from, honestly, but it could be.
Yeah, he had a pretty heavy accent of like over there, like in that area, like British or something. I don't know.
Are you talking about the vocalist?
Yeah.
It's funny how the accent doesn't, like, it's not noticeable in the screams.
Yeah.
You know, it blows my mind that's funny you brought that up, because there is singers, man, that can barely even speak English, and they have really heavy accents, but when they fucking sing their song, bro, it's like pure, clean, perfect. You're like, whoa, like, okay, how does that work?
Yeah, I had a band on from Germany, and their guitarist was like that. You know, I could understand them. And then their vocalist, I'm sorry if you watch this, guys. I can't remember your singer's name, and you could hate me. That's perfectly valid. But when she sings, it's like you're saying, crystal clear English.
Yeah.
But when she's speaking, it is, you know, a thick accent. You know, it's like, how does that work?
It's so weird. It's some universal weird English thing. I don't know.
It's kind of like Ozzy too, dude.
Oh, like, yeah.
You can't understand what he freaking says.
Speaking on Ozzy, you guys watched Osbourne's It All?
Yeah.
So that guy cracked me up on that, and it's the dog shitting on the carpet again. It would happen, and he would threaten to get rid of him. Then the next scene, he's like just snuggling him and petting him and loving.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hate it when that guy dies, man. That's
I know. Honestly, I try not to think about it, but I'm gonna be really bummed, dude. He's like one of my.
Yeah. All right,
No
let's move on from that sad bit real quick. So was it my next question I want to ask about? I haven't heard your old bands, just so that's out there. So this will be something for me to learn. When doing Cascade Effect, was it predetermined for the kind of sound you would have, or, and you kind of said this already, was it like an organically kind of became what we hear now? The songs aren't the same. I'll just put that out for like, right, so everybody knows it's not what I'm saying. They're all very varied, dynamically, sonically from each other. But did you discuss whether or not it was going to be like that, just that metal that just peels your face off, or did you want the melody in there at the cleans and stuff too, or did the songs just happen that way naturally?
Well, like when we first started out, I just basically was like, "Hey guys, like here's a list of references."
Right.
Kind of like, want to mix all these styles together, but I don't think we ever really adhered to that. It was like we just started writing whatever we felt like we liked to write, and then put it all together. Like that's pretty much it. Like I would be like, "Hey Sean, check out these riffs," and then he'd be like, "Oh cool, like check this out," and like add something to it or change it a little bit, and then we're like, "Oh sick," and then Alex like, "Hey, let's put this part here," like, so I guess it was pretty organic. The way they came together.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was sold because it was heavier.
Are you used to more of like a classic rock sound, or just like a hard rock sound, or
more progressive, I guess. And then it just
prog, man. It's like prog with like power metal type vocals.
Yeah.
And I was like, we should go heavier. Like, so then Dustin's like, it's heavier. I'm like, oh, you had me at heavier, bro. Come on. Like, is it actually ever too heavy? No. Nope.
I showed a friend of mine. He makes music himself. I believe I sent him Fear Romancer. It might have been actually Suffering in Silence. This is one of the two. And he's like, that's heavy as balls.
That's good, dude. That's good.
Yeah. He was pretty won over.
That's a pretty big set of balls, that's for sure.
Yeah. Playing together when you walk.
Yeah. No, that's cool, man. I mean, that is the vision. Definitely going really heavy. One thing we did discuss is tuning, though. We were like, well, what do you guys want to do? A, G, fucking like, what are we going to do? And I think Dustin was like really pushing for the drop G. And I thought that was insane at first. I'm like, drop G? Like, does that even work?
Just let him cook.
Yeah, and so I was like, okay, shit, I got to get a 7-string. I got to start changing my mode here. I had to like relearn how to play guitar on a damn 7-string and like really quickly. But to be honest with you, it took me about a year, about 6 months to really adjust to playing that thing, because that extra string really throws you off. So, but I bit the bullet, and I have 2 Schecters now that are 7 strings, my backup and everything. Yes. Yeah, Diamond Series, really nice. I like that the emulator pickup. I do a lot of things with that, actually. Like any guitar I have like has to have that emulator now, because I love to like let shit ring
has
out.
a Schecter model. I can't remember what Schecter model he has, but he loves Schecters.
Yeah. But after I started like playing around with that G tuning, I was like, dude, this is fucking rad. And like anytime anybody asks, like, and you tell them drop G, they're like, what, dude? What? Oh shit. So
I could imagine Dustin doing like a Maui from Moana. What can I say but you're welcome?
But you're welcome. Yeah, I hear that almost every day, actually.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I was like, dude, it's all about G, dude.
It's all about G.
Yeah, just trust the process.
Yes, it will unfold itself.
He's the mad scientist in his lab with the the lab coat with burn marks and half ragged or whatever.
Well, and people trip out that we are in G because our sound isn't boggy or like what do you say, like kind of like drowned out, kind of like you can't tell what's going on, like it's too dirty or something, you know, like because you got your bass and now you're going really deep with your guitar. So you would think that would sound like ass, you know, but we really were working with
fine ass.
Alec. We have worked together on trying to keep that mid range to push it out. So even though we're playing really low, those mid ranges and high ranges, we let the bass be the bass and the guitars still take that mid range. I mean, with a touch of bass, but and the end result, it's working. And I remember Craig Goldie when he was one of the judges. He said that he really liked our sound, and to hear that from Craig Goldie from Dio, bro, like is a jaw dropper. Like you liked our sound, and like that was the reason why I took my head and flew it to Germany. I had to dismantle the box and just took the electronic part just so I could have my sound along with Alec, because Alex got like his sound fits in a backpack, but I got the old school, you know, pedals, everything, and the tubes and everything. And everybody thought I was crazy to bring that, but I didn't even end up using it, man. When I was on stage, everything blew up on me because of the power thing, and my adapter blew up on the floor, and then I couldn't get things working, so I just said, "Oh, give me the black star, give me the black star, quick!" And they just threw it over there, and I ended up just no wireless, no effects, no nothing. I had to just play metal without effects. And actually, dude, I was challenged at Wacken, sorry, mentally, bro. Like I had to be up there with a smile and everything and perform after almost everything went wrong. I broke two
Everything's
strings
fine.
on that
Everything's fine.
stage. I broke two strings during a 4-song set up there. I don't even know how that happened. I never break strings, man. And I broke two in one, and it's a good thing I brought my spare. But yeah, that was the craziest thing in my life, dude. That was funny.
Dude,
Anyways.
like when we were up there setting up, the whole like everybody was having problems, dude.
Yeah.
So I'm like all fucking nervous and shit, and then I walk over to Sean. He's like, "Dude, all my stuff's not working," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" And then I go over to Bob, and he's like, "Oh, my tube's not working." I'm like, "Oh, geez," like
Yeah, it was kind of funny because when it blew the breaker on his side,
I blew the breaker.
It shut me and Alec down. Like, yeah, your fractal's on, everything's on. Oh wait, now it's off. Fuck, now it's on
because I did it twice. I blew the breaker twice on the stage.
You're too powerful.
well, word of advice on the street is never buy an Amazon $30 power adapter thing for the Germany power. Do the like $150 one, because that was the only one that didn't pop.
And the fun part is when you play on big shows, you'll have a clock, right? Like how much time.
Yep.
And so we're all like doing shit, and I'm looking, I'm like, oh my, it's like Mission Impossible. The clock's just going down. Like, fuck.
Dude.
I swear, I think we made it with like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
I wouldn't swear to it, but I was like, we good. Yeah, we're going. Good. Boom. So there was no being nervous. It was just MacGyvering shit up until the last second. Like, you know, I'm like, okay. Like for me, everything worked for my noise gate. And I'm like, oh, okay. Yep, we're going. It's going.
I got lucky though with those string breaks, man. It was like the last 10 seconds of each song. So like I just kind of just did whatever. Even though I knew it was out of tune, I could try to readjust real quick to the notes because it went down like a half step. So I had to like figure that out for like about 10 seconds. And that happened twice, man. I could not even believe that happened. And we're drop G, bro. Like, how does the string break at drop G? Like, it's so relaxed.
Yeah,
I don't know, man. It was weird.
Looking back, though, all that made up for something that you guys will never forget.
Yeah.
It was an experience all the way through, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I just think actually getting to watch the full stream of us up there. I mean, we have it forever. We have a flash drive from Magenta, so we have that, you know, and it's just, and I think the fun part for us is what time do we start here? It's like 5:20, right? I think.
Yeah, it was
right.
In the morning. It was like 5:20 a.m.
Yeah.
And
Here.
we told everybody, yeah, we'll be on. You can watch it, but it's at 5:20 in the morning. We didn't expect anyone to fucking check that out, but a bunch of people did.
Yep.
And they were posting it online and just tagging us, and it was a huge moment. Like, not only having just played to that crowd and everything, we're all emotional, but then we go on social media and everyone else is back home like, oh, check it out, and we're just like, wow, man, what a cool fucking moment, you know? So yeah, we will never forget that for sure.
Yeah.
It's almost like we got to bring a part of our home with us, with all our friends and family
like
watching. You know,
everybody supported us in the battles. They were coming to the show. They were all enthusiastic. It was like we were their sports team, dude.
Right.
Yeah. And they wanted us to win the Super Bowl or whatever, dude. And then we did, and it was like everybody felt like they wanted to.
Yeah, and as a band, I would say that's probably one of the ultimate, like, feelings of accomplishment, or just that confirmation that people want you doing what you're doing and succeeding at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when there's that kind of support, that level of support, you know, it's almost like the fans are as determined as you guys are with what you're doing. Like, they're there with you on that ride.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, and it's good that we, came out of that with a positive mindset, because I could imagine that some folks, when you come back and your glass slippers fall off, so to speak, and you're back here and you're playing to a club or something, like, could get really discouraged and be like, dude, I'm never going to reach that level, and not be optimistic about the experience. But we all were very optimistic about the experience, and it, like they said earlier, it really drove us to, like, have meetings and stuff. Like, I think that's when we started doing our meetings, is when Wacken came about. We had to, like, really lay everything out, make sure everything was gonna happen in the correct order and everything, and videos and whatnot, and what are we gonna do, and why should we do it, and build, like, the best set that we could to do the best thing that we could. I mean, we were even, like, renting Rock and Roll San Diego's Hendrix Hall stage, which is like a real stage, just to practice on it, to pretend like we're up there, and we're like, we're like doing shit on our choreograph, and trying to do something cool. And I think that's one of the reasons why we took it, is because we did do all that. We choreographed. We tried to make something, whether it was just us banging our heads or jumping in the air at the same time, it was something to watch,
Yeah.
And I think that's what won us over, is our sound, our experience, and just the fact that we hard worked it, a lot of videos, promotion, things like that. And we've noticed, like, a lot of people after that, a lot of bands all of a sudden that weren't really doing a lot of videos, and I'm not trying to, like, say, oh, look at us, but I mean, it seemed like a lot of local bands started to kind of pick up the same habit right after we started really pushing that out there. I think we helped wake up a little bit of people to go, oh, fuck, dude, we can do this, like, we need to start doing more videos, or we need to, shit, let's get on that show. Now this battle's going to be brutal this year. It's already been going on, but it's coming up, and Door 13's on it, our guitar player's other band, and I can't wait to see that. That's going to be a pretty good battle. A lot of bloodshed on the field. It'll be cool, man. But
I think a funny after the Wacken show, we came back and we had to play a show. Was it 2 weeks after we came back at the Brick?
Yeah, our return.
Yeah. And it was just kind of funny, because you go from the biggest stage we probably ever played on back to where we won it, And I'm like, this is going to be kind of interesting, because your headspace is like massive, and then you're like, oh, and humble. You got to stay humble in this business.
Yeah, humble. Yeah,
it'll
get you.
Go ahead.
There's a lot of different hats that play into, like, just being a band. Social media's got to be on point. Content, creativity. We have really good meetings because we try to lay out, and for the most part, we all try to stick to what we talk about, or it's just a push. Hey, remember, you're supposed to be working on this, or accountability. End of the day, right? Because
What
Oh
he
yeah.
said. What he said.
That sounds like me. That sounds like me trying to get out of bed this morning. Oh, Jesus.
This morning, I took my portable speakers that I've had for like 14 years. They're like these LG brand speakers. They last forever.
Yeah.
And I plugged them into my laptop and I put on Suffering in Silence. He hangs out in his room a lot. And well, we know how that song opens up, right? It gets you going from the start. And he runs out of his room, and I had the laptop on the kitchen counter with the speakers on each side of it. And he stands there and he's looking at the speakers, and then he looks at me, and he's just kind of, I see him just kind of, the gears are turning in his head with it, because, you know, I only listen to, you know, like the heavy stuff. You know, I try to put, you know, some lighter stuff on there because, you know, he's a kid, but, you know, I want him having the good stuff though, too. You know what I mean? I will not have a Swiftie in my house. No offense. But he kind of starts vibing with it. I see him kind of bob a little bit, and you know, he does that for a few seconds. He runs back in his room, and I was like, "Hell, heck yeah!"
Yeah.
Right
He's
on.
all disrespect your surroundings.
Exactly. Just bad. But yeah, no kidding. But let's talk about those 3 songs that you guys have out, if you don't mind getting into that nitty gritty. We can start with Dirge, we can start with Fear Romancer, or we can do Suffering in Silence. Where do you want to start?
We can start with Dirge. Yeah. It was the first. No, it wasn't the first song we played together, but when we decided to finally like release a single,
That's right. Yeah.
we were like, all right, which one of these like is gonna hit, you know? Like which one of these like have impact?
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, dude, it's gotta be Dirge. And so that was the first one that we're like, all right, like this is how we will present ourselves to the world or whatever. And that's a song that when we first started the band, I had a few songs just like as examples. I'm like, hey, here's some ideas, you know, and then they kind of evolved into their own thing with this band, and then
I remember when we wrote it together, it was already kind of written by Dustin already, but then like I kind of came in and rearranged a little bit, and then Alec joined the band, and like within a month, it was kind of funny because like for a new guy coming into a band, he took that song and turned it upside fucking down, and we were all like, "Wait, whoa, bro!" Like, but then
put here and put that here.
Oh, he mixed it up like a blender, bro, and actually it all made sense. And then we're like, oh wait, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about, dude. There was then Dirge was born.
The birth of Dirge.
But the payoff was big. You know, that track is. I don't like to list favorites, you know, and I really don't think I can when it comes to Cascade Effect, because they all pull equal weight. And you know, I could say what my favorite chorus is, and that's the chorus from Fear Romancer. I love that chorus. That's, you know, it's freaking awesome. But Dirge, I do have to say that when that one's playing in the car, it's kind of hard not to have my foot go through my car's floorboard or get pulled over.
Yeah,
I know. You know, I know exactly how that feels, and it's dangerous, but it's also like it feels good.
Yes, it does feel good. You know,
it's like gets you all fucking amped up, and then you're like, oh
yeah,
kind of feels good.
It feels great.
Speaking of like songs or whatever, you know, one thing that I think about when I'm writing is like, how is this going to come off live? Like, if I was in the crowd, how is it going to come off? You know, like, is it going to be like this amazing thing, or is it just like a chill song? But I'm always trying to make a song like a job. Every song I try to like involve myself with or write, it has some sort of element of like amazingness. Like I always try to do some kind of amazing breakdown. You know, it takes you on a ride. It starts here and it goes through this ride, and then you end up where you started. And that's kind of been like because speaking of like Fear Romancer, I had a lot to do with that song. Mainly influenced by what's Dino's band, Fear Factory.
Oh,
Yeah, so that riff, that that's totally like something I wanted to pull out of the bag, but not copy, but
right.
you know, something like that galloping
Inspired.
fucking heavy fucking kind of Fear Factory feel, and so that was my favorite part of writing with that song. And you know, that really unrolled perfectly because we had to pick one video that they recorded in Wacken, and we were just about to release Fear Romancer. So we all got together, talked about it, and decided, hey, we'll use Fear Romancer for and then that became an actual video. So yeah, it was a pretty cool experience how that all unfolded so perfectly, dude. It's so weird. And like right now, Suffering in Silence is nominated at the San Diego Music Awards
I
Best Hard
voted for it.
Rock. And
Yep.
then like at the same fucking time we're releasing a video for it right now. We already released the video for it. So it's like everything we've done so far has been like something is attached to it. Like either Vakken or, you know, with Fear Romancer, and then, you know, this one with the award, and it's just what's next, bro? Like like let's go, dude.
Well, two things to go along with that. One is Dustin's been called out in the chat. It says that's how Dustin drives.
Scary.
And
I
then,
don't you did.
yeah. Oh, what was the other thing I was going to say? The laughter
Scrambled up some shit.
Yeah. I think I had to do with Suffering in Silence. It might come back to me. Stupid brain. Anyhow, I hear what you're putting down.
Well,
Doing that.
Awesome. No, I like that song. I wish I could remember what I wanted to put with the Tamika's comment there. But speaking of Fear Romancer, I want to go a little bit deeper into kind of like the subject matter of that song, though, because I believe there's I was reading the caption for it. It could have been that one. I'm going to double check to make sure my homework is right because I don't want to sound like a doofus. But double check it real quick. And hopefully I have this tab muted so it doesn't wash you guys out. Yeah. Deal with the darker side of human emotion. Right? I love that. So I want to go deeper into that and kind of have a little bit more of an in-depth explanation because I gravitate towards that, like the dark kind of music that touches on the dark things or things that people treat like it's taboo because, you know, hold the out of sight, out of mind, or if you don't acknowledge something, it won't exist to you kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Does that have anything to do with Fear Romancer as well? Something like that?
Yeah. It was kind of like I was thinking about how people are really driven by fear or held back by fears. You know, whatever your fears may be, are the only thing that holds you back sometimes from maybe putting yourself out there or you know, the way that people interact with each other even, you know, is driven by fear. And I was basically taking that idea and putting a face on it, like as if it was a villain. Like this thing is romancing the fear to like divide everybody or hold everybody back from doing whatever they want to do in life or whatever. Or maybe you're holding yourself back from seeking help if you're having mental issues or like, you know, like don't let the fear hold you back, man. Like push through and there's something better on the other side, you know?
Yeah. You gotta get through all the muck to get to the greener or the green grass, I guess, if I had to put it any kind of way.
Mucky muck.
Yeah. the mucky muck. But that's kind of what I took away from it too, Dustin, what you just said. And I think that's probably why I gravitate towards that song a little bit more than the other two that I've heard that you have out as official, singles. And before we get on to Fear, Suffering, and Silence, I am a little bit mad that I can't just go and listen on iTunes to God Particle, because when I heard that one in your Wacken battle, I'm like, that should have been one of the singles, because I think it is a dope song. Like, that chorus is a freaking awesome chorus. It's just how the song is put together.
Well, we have
now
good news for you, because that is our next single.
Woo!
And it's mixing and mastering stage right now. It should be done in like a week, I think. Yeah. So we're gonna.
I'm happy to hear that, man.
I'm glad you said that, dude, because we had a couple people mention that too. They're like, "Oh, that fucking song is the heaviest, or it's this or that,"
Yeah.
Get that one out there.
Yeah, that song is a lot of fun. In fact, so Dustin wrote a lot of those riffs, and then I kind of adjusted them slightly a little bit. But it took me about 3 weeks to get his fucking weird ass timing. And I was ready to throw my guitar out the window, bro. I was getting so fucking mad because I couldn't nail it. And it was one of the simplest things, like riffs like that. Yeah, I can't even explain it with my mouth. It would sound weird, but
I know. I play it too, bro. I know.
I didn't understand what the hell to do with it, and then somehow it came together. But it just took determination and practice, and then finally it became real, and now it's like we can do it with our eyes shut. Which tells me, and I should tell everybody else out there, don't ever fucking stop. If you think you can't do it, you can do it. You just got to keep trying.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly right.
Don't let the fear of failure hold you back, dude.
Yeah.
Just don't romance on that.
That's kind of a thing, or like a philosophy I go with for the podcast is, when I first said it out loud to people that, my family or friends, they kind of looked at me like, is that going to be kind of hard to do? And I just approached it like, well, I mean, I won't find out until I try and book my first interview and then see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
I'm almost 500 strong on Facebook now, which a year ago I was at like 12 or something like that. So it's kind of like, just do it, and who cares if you fail?
Yeah, exactly.
So 100% to Dustin's point, it's a fact. Fear holds you back.
Yeah. Right. Yeah,
and other people can instill fear in you too.
Yeah.
Like they're like, oh, that'll never work out, or fucking people never succeed at that, or whatever.
Right.
If you let that fester in your head, then you will not try. You will not put yourself up there.
And it looks like Bobby was wanting to add something there a second ago. Yeah,
I did.
No?
I did.
You just look like tonight.
Well, in metal, there are no participation awards, so we gel. It's always fun, like touching on everything. It's like, once we have a new song, and I know Dustin's got lyrics, as soon as I get home, I'm into the drive. I want to see what he's talking about, right? And I'm just, whoa, yeah, oh yeah, I so dig that. It's a fun feeling. I mean, it's nice to be in a band where songs come in and pretty much everybody gets behind it.
Yeah.
And work through the parts, because one of us is slow, but there's no die in me, so there's that, but
well, one thing you learn too is there's a lot of bands out there that do take politics and things that are going on in the world, and they use that to their ability, but we actually kind of try to stay away from all that, because honestly, we don't want to be labeled like, they're this type of band, or they're that type of band. Like, we want to be an all type of band, like, and everybody, like, all walks, colors, everything, like, whatever would dig it, and that's something I really like, because you know, it keeps you out of trouble, man, and it keeps you out of people getting pissed or pointing their fingers at you, and it's just because of their own opinion, and then they start fear romancing, and then you're fucking suffering in silence, and the God particle in your head fucking explodes.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it.
Fuck.
But no, you're right about getting in trouble and stuff. I've been in trouble at my job recently over my mouth, thinking it wasn't anything that was a big deal that someone else took offense to, and I'm just like, what do you do?
All walks come from all different streets.
But let's touch on Suffering in Silence now, because I want to get on to another song that I believe Dustin talked about in that video where you talked about anal leakage was mentioned. As I said before. That's probably one of my favorite parts of that video. It made me laugh. Suffering in Silence. Let's talk about that one now.
All right.
Yeah.
That one was when Alec first joined the band, he was like, "Hey, check out, I got these songs or whatever that I kind of been working on," and he sent me that one, and that opening riff, that I was like, "Oh, sick, dude! I love that groove,"
Yeah.
And then when we started putting it together, it just.
I'm not sure it's blank.
Yeah, what is that?
What is that? Looks like a green gun.
Is he screaming? Is he what are you trying to say, Alec? Speak, boy.
No, it was a weird song, dude. Like it had weird like changes in it and timing and stuff, and I was like, dude, I don't even know what to do with this like vocally. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm just gonna do gnarly the whole time, like in this song. It just felt like that's what should be there.
Yeah.
Anal leakage also.
In the beginning, like I liked the song, but it grew on me, man. And after I saw, like, I was saying, like, how you write songs for live reaction.
Yeah.
This is one of those songs that just has that fucking bounce, dude, that just makes you want to move. And it grew on me, and it still grows on me every day, man. Like every time we play that song, it's like I look forward to it, because of the bounce, the groove that it has, And I think that actually is something that is setting us aside from a lot of bands, like that I think is attractive to some people that like this kind of style of music. Is we're not like thrash, just diarrhea thrash music, like just railroading.
Right.
I honestly I like that stuff, but I can only listen to it for so long because I like something that has a little tasty groove or something, and I think that just comes out of us naturally. And when Alec brought that song to the table, at first I was like, man, I don't even know if this sounds like the rest of the stuff that we do, but somehow now it does. Like it does. It all works. All these songs, like you were saying earlier, kind of have their own personalities, but you can still tell it's from the same band,
Yeah, exactly.
So it was really cool to see Alec's first work was such a banger. And I can't wait, Alec, to see what the next banger is that you're going to pull out.
It's in the drive. It's in the drive.
Yeah, it's already in the drive.
That was my introduction to Cascade Effect, was Suffering in Silence. So
yeah, good work. And now it's nominated. And we submitted all of our songs, and they, for whatever reason, they chose that one.
It's pretty crazy. And I voted for it, by the way.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I vote every day.
Yeah, I make sure to do that.
Yeah.
You're gonna win. If you don't win, it's somebody's fault, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll blame it on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have been nominated before with my old band, The Abuse, and it was for a hard rock category.
Yeah.
And Cattle Decapitation took the award, and I was so angry because I'm like, they're not hard rock, they're metal, dude. Like, what the fuck? We should have took that because we were more rock.
How the world is, though, man, for that. You got people going into the Rock Hall of Fame that are like glitzy pop music or something, or you got like Beyonce winning a country music award album when supposed to be country, but we all know it's not country. And you got people being nominated. He agrees.
He's telling you, man.
But no, I hear you. But I hope you win. Like you deserve to have another W to add to your guys' mantle of trophies,
Yeah,
so
man.
to speak.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yes, it would be.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about, because I think I want to say that what I saw is what was said or shown on the screen for the video, but was the Weight of Nothingness play last night.
Mhm.
I'm jealous because that title tells me that song's going to be a banger.
I think it went over pretty well, dude. Like,
yeah.
I forgot like one line, I think.
That's when you just growl, dude. Just you know.
That was what I'm fucking saying anyway. But I think it went over well, dude. Like that song has a really dramatic like change in the middle of it.
Yeah.
It's like really upbeat and it's like kind of relentless.
Yeah.
And then it has like a catchy chorus, and then it's relentless again, and then it goes to this weird like proggy kind of like super heavy gent part in the middle.
Bringing the gent.
Yeah.
Dude, that song does have so many different elements in it that I can't wait. I feel like, we've been releasing a lot of these songs like slowly from like last year, and we're just trying to catch up. I want to grab some of these new ones, dude, and pop them up here because like I'm loving where we're forming. And that's another part of this is if you follow the journey, you're gonna see how we evolve, just like any other band, like Metallica, for example. They went from like badass motherfuckers to like totally sold out motherfuckers. No, I'm joking about that, but like good for them.
It's hard to be angry when you all have 100 million in your bank account. It's
it's
hard to be angry.
It's also hard to care about opinions when you got that in your bank account too, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
So,
but yeah, the involvement's there, man. And I can't wait to share it with the world. We all can't. So,
hey, Dustin, you and Alec are gonna fight later. He's saying mean things, man.
I know. I'm seeing it. I'm writing it all down too, right here. Alex did this. All right.
But no, I've songs that I'm wanting to hear, and I think one of them might have been played in a video I watched because I don't know if I recognized it, but I need to hear Squall. I need to hear I have it written down, My Devil's Hour. I need to hear that. And I got to hear Embodied. And I think Embodied might be in a video that I saw, but I missed the title. So I'm not sure if it's said or not in the start of it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to just everything that's coming with you guys next. And I'm the kind of person where when I find a new band and just music in general, I'm always wanting the next offering. Like my mind is just so hungry to hear something new and it never stops, So I'm excited that I've come into this, so to speak, or in a sense, at the start of your guys' journey, because a year in's relatively young when you think about the scope of time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you could say that 5 years from now or 10 years from now, if it exists still, that I could be an OG and all things considered in the fan base. But overall, before we start wrapping up, how did the actual show go at the holding company though last night? Like, I want to hear about that.
It crushed.
It was a banger, dude.
Yeah,
it was a banger. It was awesome. Like a lot of people showed out. People are having a good time, man.
Yeah.
People were drinking. They're like partying and moshing and stuff.
Dude, we had people jumping off the stage and shit last night. Remember that?
I was like, who the fuck is that? And why are they?
I know.
What are they?
He like jumped up on stage right in front of me, and I'm like, what is this guy about to do? Like, but then he jumped out. I was like, right on, dude, right on. And then someone else, I want to do it too. I'm like, all right, let's fucking go.
Well, I was afraid it was going to be one of those moments where they all move or something, because a lot of those people where he jumped was mostly chicks, dude, and like he like jumped on the chicks, man, but somehow he didn't fall on the floor, so that was good.
It was a good show.
There was a fight too. My buddy Joe Pace, because this guy was like, and believe me, guys, it's not always like that. We don't have fights at our, shows, but there was a fight. There was a crazy guy. There was always that one guy, and he was staring down my buddy Joe, and then they started scrapping, and he threw him on the ground, and then the guy got kicked out or whatever. It was kind of crazy. I don't know what that was all about.
That was the first song, and I kept looking down. I'm like, what kind of show is this about to be, dude? Like, there's a ground grapple happening already in the first song.
All I know is I looked down and I saw my good friend Brandon just grab him and go. I'm like, oh shit, he's fucked. That's Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon
R.I.P. Rest in peace.
Is that the really tall, big guy that was behind the bar that worked there, or no, just a friend of yours?
Yeah, Brandon had a shaved head and a full goatee or full beard.
Oh,
yeah. So he's just like, oh hell no, you're not wrecking this for me.
Yeah, but the sound was great there, and the camaraderie between the bands was really cool. And actually, this is one thing I wanted to like tell Brian from Stretcher, is that show for me actually like meant a lot, because playing with Stretcher, I'd been waiting to play with Stretcher because we used to all share the stage back in the day in the 90s and early 2000s. And to see them come back, it seems like there's quite a few bands sort of coming back again. And I love that,
Yeah, I agree.
And so to see us all join up in OB, it wasn't at Dream Street, because that's where it used to be, is Dream Street, but now it's the holding company over here, and way better place, to be honest. I love the holding company. The food's great, everything. But anyway, and I wanted to tell Brian, dude, you got to like seize the moment and talk about like how many like people that have been playing in the scene are there with friends, and everybody knows everybody. Like it's kind of a big deal. It felt good again. Like it reminded me of the day back in the days, and here we are all together again doing it again, and it was fucking rad.
Like a full circle moment. Yeah, everything came back around.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah. That's amazing to hear, guys. I saw the live pop up for it, and it could have been Stretcher that was going to come on, or that was on, and because I think I went on for like maybe 40 seconds. I was about to lay down for bed, like an old man at like 8:30, or but I'm like, should I stay up and watch this? And I was like, and I wasn't going to say that I didn't watch it, because screw you, get up and leave the interview. But I'm just glad to hear that it was just a really special, awesome show. That it was sounds like everything and more that you wanted it to end up being, and just really incredible. So that's great.
Yeah. And by the way, Dustin, I thought of that after we played. That's why I said I was going to say it to Brian and not you. But yeah, I thought of that afterwards. I was like, fuck, dude, this is amazing, dude. Somebody's got to say something about this shit, I think actually Contortion Stone kind of touched on that a little bit, but not as deep as I would have wanted.
I got to check out those bands that was on the bill with you guys. I haven't done that yet.
So Contortion's great, man. They travel the world, dude. They travel and they work hard, man. Stretcher, I don't know if they have old material out there, or if they're just have put that behind, or you'd have to research that, see if they got new stuff, they do have new stuff, but I wonder if they still have the old stuff. But yeah, and then Splitter was debuting, and that was awesome. They were great dudes. They were totally cool. Very respectful, good dude. The whole night, everybody just went off without a hitch.
Yeah, that's super awesome.
Is that what you said?
Also, make sure to check out our buddies Fractures also.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, they had to drop off.
They had to drop off. But
that always sucks, man.
Hopefully
all is well with them, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all right.
I'm sure we'll play a show with them this year at some point. They're our brothers, so
yeah.
From other mothers. Yeah.
Well, to start kind of wrapping up, since we've already touched on, some upcoming shows, and there's obviously new music being planned or coming out pretty soon. I'm going to wrap this up with the rapid fire section that I showed you guys. I stole this from JT. You're going to be on his podcast, I think, next weekend. Is it the 23rd or the 20?
Oh, yeah. The 23rd, I believe, on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
I stole this question from him because I like the reaction it gets. So sorry if it's repetitive when he talks to you, because he might ask it as well. But for Cascade Effect, choosing one or both food or drink to describe the band's sound or whatever.
Using potatoes. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I mean, sure.
Like comparing food to our music or something?
Yeah, basically.
Oh.
Food to describe our music, right? Like steak and potatoes, dude.
Prime rib.
I don't know, man. I'd have to take a long, hard thought on that one. Because I don't want to sound stupid and be like a fine glass of wine. Like it's just fucking.
Well, I mean, I could see how that could work in some contexts with the band, but at the same time, if we're talking a drink, I would say something like Jack Daniels or Jägermeister or Fireball whiskey or something. I don't know.
Screwball.
Or like Dustin said, meat and potatoes and maybe a side of biscuits and gravy. Like
hearty meal.
Yeah. No, it works. Meat, potatoes, and just you got it all right there.
Yeah, a 5-course meal or an endless amount of meal because it's got so many elements.
We have buffet.
Yeah,
all killer, no filler. So yeah,
that's also
that's pretty good. Yeah. All killer, no filler.
Yep. And then next, if you want to divulge this, guilty pleasures that people wouldn't expect you to have.
Guilty pleasures.
Completely optional.
I like rom-coms. I like romantic comedy movies, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Then you got to watch that Snooki movie. The vampire movie that you hate.
Get out of here.
Buffy.
Buffy was cool, dude, but most vampire stuff, I'm not into it, man.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Vampires are like annoying to me.
That's fair.
They're all cool and stuff. Get out of here. Fucking vampires. Unless it's like Blade. Like Blade, that was a cool vampire.
Blade's the exception to that. I would agree.
I have a bad problem of buying things with anything to do with dragons. I don't know why. I'm fascinated by dragons. They're the weirdest, and now octopuses, man. Ever since like Dustin brought in this nautical theme, and you start to research octopuses, dude, they're fucking weird, bro. Incredible alien like DNA, like they're not of this earth, bro. I don't even know.
They look like aliens, man.
They do. Their DNA doesn't tie to any like human DNA whatsoever. Like it's like
I'm not surprised by that.
It's like its own thing. And dude, I was watching a video yesterday, and it's like each arm of the 8 tentacles has its own like brain and can think and feel independently of each other.
That's crazy.
So it's like you have 5 different brains all doing different stuff at the same time. And like
they're weird, bro.
When they camouflage themselves, it's incredible looking, dude.
That is insane.
They
that's insane. How that works.
Did I hear Bobby's reply to that? Like any guilty pleasures?
Probably gear buying syndrome.
Sushi.
Yeah. Oh, that's not guilty. I'll do that any day. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my weirdest thing is I'm a dude that always have to have a backup. So if I have one, I have to have another one.
You know what?
That's smart.
Because I'm like that too, and it drives my wife nuts. I can't just have one stick of deodorant. I gotta have 2 or 3 because my whole logic with it is, well, if I have 3 or 2, I'm not having to go to the store to buy another one when that one's out because I have it there already.
Exactly.
Absolutely. You're ahead of yourself. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean,
yeah, you got to think ahead, man. You know, anything can happen. Like you could be at the end of the deodorant thing, and then it like breaks off and falls out, and then you're screwed. You know?
Yeah.
And then
I don't know why this just reminded me of this, but I was tripping that Alec didn't bring a backup guitar to Wacken. And luckily he didn't break any strings, but I was the one who broke the strings, and it was a good goddamn thing I brought another guitar, dude. But that scared the shit out of me, Alec. I was like, fuck. If you're watching still.
And then the second to last here, in your opinion, what does music need right now?
More killer or less filler? No, I'm joking.
That's true.
I think I was thinking about this earlier when I read your questions, and I think it needs a couple things. It needs fun, dude.
Yeah,
it needs to be fun because I think of music as it's like it's an escape. Like that's what it is for everybody. Like you know, it puts you in a different headspace, change your mood. You know, like. That's what it should be. It should be about escapism. Like we should be when we're at these concerts, we should all be, you know, only there. We're not thinking about everything else in life. We're just there to have a good time, and we can all agree that we like this type of music.
Yeah,
and that's a beautiful fucking thing.
I think.
I mean, I'm not saying that's not there, but like, I just want more people to come. I guess
I agree.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably be more organic because AI shit that's coming out. It's gonna fuck all the artists over because they'll just steal what you did and change it.
Yeah.
Right. So keep it organic.
There's AI
to add
out there.
To add, Dustin, it's so funny, dude. You do this so much to me where you will say something and it was something I was totally just thinking about like a day before or something, and then you'll say it, and it happened. This is like the 8th time you've done that, because just the other day I was thinking about what you were just talking about, how music, you know, well, and my thesis of it is it's a gathering of a bunch of people, like a celebration of healing, you know. Like I always said, music is like something you throw out into the universe, and it creates that cascade effect, you know. And if you're throwing positivity out there, it causes this amazing thing, and it's a celebration of healing, man. It's,
absolutely.
You know what I mean, man?
Especially if you're suffering in silence, you need the music.
Yeah. You don't want to be fear romancing about that and then end up like with a song called Dirge over your grave.
You just got to get off your dirge and go find a ghost.
Because you don't want the weight of nothingness coming down on you, right?
Yeah, for sure. That can get heavy.
That's great.
That could put you in the void.
There's one more thing I wanted to add to that question too.
Sure.
Is like I don't know if this is a thing anymore, but I remember back in the day when I would first find a band that I liked, I was like, this band's fucking sick. I buy the CD, I got the printout, you know, and I'm looking at the pictures and shit. I know all their names. Like I'm like, oh freaking, I know all the band members' names and all that, and I know their, you know, I've watched all their videos and I know their kind of personalities and stuff. Like I like that. And I don't know if that's still a thing, but like I want that to come back too. Like,
well, records is what needs to come back around, in my opinion.
And then also finding the secret track on an album.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
After the last song, you wait for a while and then like
little Easter egg in there.
And then real quick, because my laptop just gave me the 5% battery life warning. This thing dies so fast. Hopefully it won't show after answering this question. But right now, favorite song or album of the year so far?
Of this year?
So far.
Yeah, so far.
For me, it's freaking Fit for an Autopsy's latest album.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the name of it right now, but they just dropped an album like the beginning of this year.
Right.
It's freaking sick. I love it.
Keep going. I'm going to grab my charger. I could hear you, but keep going.
I would say the new Kill Switch.
Yeah.
That is a great record.
Oh, I've heard good things about that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of there on that too. Like I've been scratching into that one. And I'm digging it.
Actually, Silosis just dropped like a 4-song EP. I think it just popped
Isn't
up.
Is that a Machine Head in the background? That's Machine
Yes,
Head.
it is.
Aren't
yes,
they about to drop something? I thought I just read about that.
Yeah, it's going to come out in, I think, May.
All right, Tamika, so hit them up. So when they come to town, and let's go to Soma. Or, no, I don't know.
Well, technically, they're already coming to town, right? Observatory.
Are they?
Yeah.
I got a meet and greet with
Sick. I did during that album cycle for Bloodstone and Diamonds. That's where you got this wall flag from, is if you did the VIP package. That's cool. What I did. I remember my older brother, he's who introduced me to Machine Head. He was jealous of me because I'm the one that got to crouch down next to Rob Flynn instead of him.
That's how it works, dude.
I'm like, take that.
Yeah, that's how it
goes.
Yeah. But no, great picks all around. There's all great bands, all great records. I don't think I heard that new Silosis EP yet, though, if I'm honest.
I think it's new.
Yeah. But, well, guys, hour and a half almost. That went by really quick.
Yeah.
It's been a hell of a lot of fun. Definitely, really, to me, down-to-earth people. I know I didn't meet the other two guys, but I'm sure they're the same. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the future with you guys. I can't wait to hear the new stuff. I'm hoping you win that award for the San Diego awards that you're nominated in.
Great.
And if you don't, like Alex said back in he said like 20 minutes ago, it's rigged if you don't win.
Right.
We're too big to rig.
It's a rigged game. And I usually have the bands do this that I have on, but I guess I could try my hand at doing it, and hopefully I list off at least, the primary ones. But for my viewers, like and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Subscribe to their YouTube. They have music up on pretty much all the major platforms that you can check out. Your iTunes, Google Store, if it's still up. I think they're taking Google Play Music down at some point or something like that. I think you guys are on Deezer, Spotify, I would imagine.
Shazam,
iHeartRadio.
All the things, pretty much.
Yeah, please, everybody, go give Cascade Effect love. Check out their banging songs if you haven't already. And yeah, anything you guys want to add real quick before we go ahead and wrap it up?
I'll give one shout.
Oh, go ahead, Bobby.
I'll give one shout out. Matthew Dennis. He's the guy that does our mixing on our music.
Great job. Thank you.
And the mastering guy,
Miro.
Yeah.
Miro mastering.
Yep.
So awesome.
Yeah, actually, he's got quite a roster of good bands. I think that he mixed some music for. Actually, didn't he do something with Kill Switch?
I think he remixed or remastered it or something.
Yeah, I just saw him release that, and I'm all, what the fuck? Oh, cool. Okay, we're in the right hands here.
Definitely.
Dude, and that's important, man. Like, you gotta really, like, if you want to sound good, you could just release a fucking song or whatever, and it might sound like ass, but people might not really get it. If you can get a really good recording capture of what you're trying to do, that might make you go farther. So I say to anybody, like, I know it could be expensive, but dude, it's worth every penny if the guy knows what he's doing, man, and he's gonna make you sound like the real deal shit, you know? So
Yeah.
go for it, you know? And oh, I had one quick last thing to say
Sure.
about the voting and the categories of voting and all that. You know, if more bands that were heavy submitted to the San Diego Music Awards, that would develop into a category. That's what Alec was telling me the other day, and I'm
Absolutely.
like, yeah, you're right. So we should start telling people, like, hey, you know, like, come on, guys, like, do you want to do anything, or are you just playing music, man? Like, come on, let's do something here.
What do you want?
What do you want? Eh? So yeah, submit your shit. But anyway,
Throw it to
sorry,
the
that was-
universe.
I'm going to talk now.
Go ahead.
I want to give you a shout out, Will. Like, I appreciate what you're doing, and I really like
Thank
that you went in, listened to all the stuff, you looked at the lyrics. Like, I love that, dude. And I really appreciate it. And
Yeah.
it was nice to
Thank you.
interview with somebody that actually has like done homework.
Yes.
Like we're still small guys, and we're doing our best to put our stuff out there. So it really means a lot, this kind of stuff. So thanks, man.
And
Yeah. And thank you.
People potentially out there that want to check us out, like we appreciate every comment or like or you know any feedback that we get. We really appreciate it. So thank you guys all.
and you know what else too? The people that aren't on social media, we have a website. So if you want to follow up on like stuff that we're doing and you just hate social media, you could go to Cascade Effect Band and find out all kinds of shit there and see some videos on there, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You got your band bio on there, so to speak. There's footage, you know, there's songs posted up there. You got all kinds of neat stuff that I checked out. So
merch.
Yes, the
Merch.
merch. And the merch isn't even expensive, guys. So that's a plus.
Yeah.
Oh, we should probably raise the
Get a shirt.
We got to raise it $5. $5 more bucks.
Yeah.
like we want to keep it like affordable, you know.
Yeah.
Hopefully sell more.
Hope so.
Yeah. Yeah. Our design does well, man. I'm surprised at how many sales we get. Actually, we do well on our merch table. It's pretty dope.
That's good. You never know how it's going to turn out. Sometimes it shows. You might
something about that.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it seems like something about that black and white design that is attractive to people. It's very simple, but it's very cool. You know?
Like most of my
No, I
shirts.
get it.
That's good because your shirt's going to have 47 colors in it. And
whoa.
Yeah. Might not come out to 2039, but yeah.
I don't mind like the full color shirts. They're cool, but they cost way more to make, dude.
Yeah.
So
the classic white and black or just black t-shirt with minimalistic kind of stuff on it is always what draws my eye first to the merch table.
Yeah. Agreed.
So, but thanks for the love, guys. I'm glad it was worth your while and it was fun for you. I know it was fun for me, you know, and just had a lot of fun interacting with you. And like I said, I wish you the best. And hit me up in the future if you guys want reviews done for anything. I don't charge a cent. I probably never will. I just do it because I love to, and I'm more than happy. And if you just want to come back on in general at some point when there's some stuff out, hit me up, or I could hit you up, or I could hit Tamika up, you know, whatever works. And we'll do this again in the near future. And
maybe
have fun.
Maybe give us a review on God Particle when it comes out. That'd be cool.
I will do that.
All right.
Done and done.
Yeah.
There might be a hat involved in that.
Woo! Incentive. I don't need it. I don't need incentive, but yeah, and have fun.
No one
on
has
JT's
this one
podcast.
though.
Oh, I like that.
That's a
I don't know. I think I like the white and black better, honestly.
Yeah.
If I'm honest.
That was a custom one.
Yeah.
This is Toy Story right here. Cascade Effect is what this is.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Somebody said it looked like a Ouija board the other day, and how cool it was, and I was like, oh, I didn't think of that, but it's all right.
But
Whatever.
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys go. Have fun on JT's podcast. He's a great dude. He's very thorough, like myself. We came out around the same time, by the way, doing this podcast stuff, and we've helped each other out, and it's a community for us. That's what it's about, just a community of support and all that. So thanks for coming on. Go enjoy the rest of your day.
Likewise,
thank you,
brother.
Tamika, for playing a hand in getting this happening. Enjoyed working with you as well, Tamika, so thank you. And we will be in touch, guys.
Thank
Cool.
you.
All right. We appreciate
Peace
you,
out.
brother.
Woo!
Take it easy.
Later.